So I want to really quickly review what is the discriminant because literally everybody forgets it. So you probably remember, hopefully remember the quadratic formula. So, you've got your ax squared plus bx plus c. So this is the general form of a quadratic equation. You identify your a, b, and c to solve for x, and you can use the quadratic formula, negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Okay, so the discriminant has to do with the quadratic formula. This part right here is the discriminant. That's what we refer to. So it's literally the thing under the square root in the quadratic formula. So just to be nice and clear, so the discriminant is b squared minus 4ac. And you don't even really have to remember it as long as you just remember it's that thing under the square root for the quadratic formula. That's really how I remember it. And what the discriminant does, why do we care? It tells us what type of solutions the quadratic is going to have. So you calculate the discriminant, and the value of the discriminant, which could be one of these four values, then tells you how many solutions there are. So if the discriminant is positive and a perfect square, so perfect squares are like 4, 9, 16, 25. If you have a perfect square, the two solutions to your quadratic will be rational. Got it? And then if it's positive but not a perfect square, you will have still two solutions, but they will be irrational. So rational could be like a fraction or a whole number. Irrational means like some sort of weird decimal. I don't know, you could have something like pi or a square root of 3 or something like that. Now, if the discriminant equals 0, you actually only have one solution, but it will be a rational solution. And then if the discriminant turns out to be a negative number, you will have two complex solutions. So that's all the discriminant really tells us. It just gives us a little information about what the solutions are going to be. So just to kind of quickly remind you of how this works. Okay, so let's determine how many solutions there are for x squared minus 4 equals 0. So notice I'm not asking you to solve this. I'm just asking how many solutions are there. So what I want to do is I want to identify, so remember using this ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So this is the general form of our quadratic. So what's in the a position in this equation? So my a in this case is equal to 1, right? Because a is what's ever attached to the x squared. There's no number here, so we assume it's a 1. Now, there is no x term in this. So what that means then is that my b must equal 0. And then my c is equal to negative 4. So if there's a negative in front, you want to take that with. So then what I want to do is I want to calculate my discriminant, b squared minus 4ac. So that's going to be 0 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 4. So what does that equal? That equals 16. So 16, that's a perfect square, right? So according to my little table, then there will be two rational, so positive and a perfect square, two rational solutions. So two rational solutions. And we know that that is true because if I actually wanted to solve x squared minus 4 equals 0, so to solve this, so just to like really quickly show you this, so to solve this, I would factor, right? X minus 2 times x plus 2 equals 0. So I could factor and I would get 2 and negative 2 are the two solutions. So yes, we can see this works, right? There are actually two rational solutions if we took the time to solve it. Okay, so let's just try this one more time. So let's determine how many solutions there are to x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals 0. So if you are watching this to review, I would highly recommend that you pause the video and just try this one on your own, just to make sure that you're actually reviewing it. You'll remember it better if you pause and you try on your own. So my a is 1, my b is 6, and my c is 9. So if I calculate this b squared minus 4ac, that's 6 squared minus 4 times 1 times 9. So that's 36 minus 36. So that equals 0. So according to this chart, since the value is 0, there will be one rational solution. So there's one rational solution. And can I prove that to myself? I can pretty quickly prove that to myself. So if I wanted to solve this, so I'll just like quickly show you that solution. So I could also factor this x plus 3 times x plus 3. So there's just the one solution of -3, right? It's the same solution. So yes, there's just one rational solution. So that's what the discriminant is just getting at. It's telling you how many solutions there should be. And so that covers it for this video. Just a really quick reminder of what the discriminant is and some examples. And thanks for watching. I will catch you in another video.